Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, a Cadillac car, and everything. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Greetings, peeps, and welcome to History of Rock and Roll. And I am very excited that you've decided to join the course. My name is Dr. Tim Hendrickson. You can call me Dr. H. Everybody does. And for the next 16 weeks or so, I am going to be your host. So let's get right to it and talk about what this course is about. Essentially, this is a music history course, right? But we're going to be surveying the development of American rock and roll from its origins to just about the present day. We're going to be exploring several different types of rock and roll, and we're going to be listening to several different types of rock and roll artists. So understand that I am going to want to ask your opinion specifically on the music that you listen to, in addition to the music that we're going to be reviewing on our course. Let's talk a little bit about some structural aspects of this course. This course is an all online course, 100% online, asynchronous, which means we do not have any virtual or face-to-face regular meeting times, right? We work with in our own pace, at our own schedule, but within the assignment deadlines and time frames. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Your attendance is recorded by your participation. For example, every time you send me an email, every time you have a submission of an assignment, every time you participate in the discussion topics, every time you log on, I'm notified. Every time you submit an assignment, I'm notified. That's your attendance, okay? So just understand your participation is what counts. Essentially, a thing to remember about our course is that there are two sides to the story. There is the e-learning side, and then there is the online textbook side. So when we look at the e-learning side, this is where you're going to find things like our course information, announcements, the discussion topics, the all-important detailed course calendar, and then we have our online textbook side. And on that, you're going to find the majority of the assignments, right? The readings, the writing, the listening, and the quizzes. Those are all going to be found on our online textbook. So that's just another way of reiterating to you, you cannot successfully pass the course without the online text. So if you haven't already done so, get out there, get that text. Okay, then let's, at this point, take a look at navigating around our e-learning site and talking about, that all-important detailed course calendar, and then I'll be back to discuss with you a little more about the components of the course, okay? Okay, peeps, so this is what you're going to see when you first log on to e-learning. Your page might look a little bit different from mine because I'm faculty, so I'm probably going to have some stuff on here that you don't need or you're not going to see. You may have other announcements here that I don't see. But what you're going to want to do is scroll down to where it says My Courses, and this is where you're going to find all of the courses that you are enrolled in, whether online or face-to-face. If they are a face-to-face course and your instructor is using e-learning, you'll find a link to it right here. Since our course is online, we make use of these links right here on e-learning. So you would go to our history of rock and roll, click on it, and you will be brought to a page that looks like this. And right now it is pretty sparse. There's not much here. There will be a lot more. You do have some things over here on the right, these little widgets. You have this about me that talks about the professor, and I wanted to point out a couple of things here. You have, if you scroll down to the lower right side, you have a widget called the calendar. Please understand, this is not the detailed course calendar. This is just a calendar widget. It's nice, it's great, and if you want to use it, great, but do not make that the substitute or your sole go-to. You need to use the detailed course calendar, which is only found up here at the navigation bar. Go to the content tab, and you will see detailed course calendar. You see, everything here is the course syllabus, which has a description of the course, instructor info, so forth, required materials. You will also see a link to our online text. This link is not working right now because it's not available to you, but it will be when our course opens. But what we're really focusing on right now is the detailed course calendar. And as you can see, when you click on that, you'll be brought to this thing that looks something like a colorful spreadsheet, which is exactly what it is. You have some columns here. The left side column is showing you when sections begin, when they start. Then you have the description of the sections, which is this blue column. And then you have when they are due, the end dates, all the way on the far right. So this is what you're going to want to take a look at. And some of the dates, are coming up pretty quick. So please use your time wisely and make use of this schedule, because this tells you when things start and when they end. Let me point out, all of these sections are not here on e-learning. They are found on your online text. All this tells you, all these section things here are simply descriptions of what's on the online text. In order to complete the assignments, such as the quizzes, the written assignments, and so forth, you got to get logged on to the online text. You cannot complete the course without it. So please get that online text as quickly as possible. In fact, that is indeed one of your assignments. So please make that a paramount and one of your priorities. Get that going for you right away. The other thing would be the other mandatory priority assignment is watching this vid. So you've already done that. If you are watching, congratulations, you've completed that assignment. Now, there are some assignments that are only on e-learning, and those would be found under the activities tab. So when you look at this, you want to go down to discussions, and you'll be brought to the discussions page. Our first discussion is something called introductions. It is not available right now to you, but it will be once our course begins. So a little more details on that later, but just be aware that the discussion topics are the only assignments that you will find on our e-learning site to complete. Everything else is on your online text, and you will access that through the online textbook link when it becomes available, and you will be notified of that as soon as that is ready. Everything else I want you to consider on this detailed course calendar. Please take advantage of it. Again, I cannot stress this enough. This shows you what's coming up, when it starts, when it's due. Okay, so there's no excuse for not knowing when something is coming up. Look at this calendar. This is including the midterm and the final exam. So please make use of this very, very important detailed course calendar. Okay, so as you can see, our course is divided into various sections. The completion of those sections, as well as all of the assignments found within those sections, that's your participation, right? That's you being engaged in the course. That's counting towards your attendance. And speaking of grading and attendance, let's talk about this. Your grade is 100% dependent upon your participation and effort in this class, okay? So you want an A, you've got an A. As long as you continue to participate, submit assignments when they're due, shoot me emails when you have issues. But here's what you got to do to keep that A, okay? So everyone has this A to begin with. You want to keep the A, this is what you got to do. Be engaged in the course, right? Continually activated and in the course. Participate in the discussion topics. Remember, those are the only things that are not found on our online text, right? Although some of you will have discussion topics on your text, so just make sure to make that distinction. You complete all of the assignments, right? Both on our e-learning site and on our online text. This includes all quizzes, exams, reading, writing, listening, viewing, whatever is part of your course. That's what you want to participate in. And then communicating with your professor, me, if and when it is necessary. Understand, because this is an all online course, there's no specified, in-person or virtual meeting time. So you got to work on this on your own. You have to do this in your own time. So your attendance, again, is based on when you log on. Every time you log on, I'm notified. Every time you submit an assignment, I'm notified. Or, if you email me, obviously that shows that you're being engaged in the course. So it's really not that hard, folks. So please take the time to familiarize yourself with things like the detailed course calendar and, don't waste time. Use your time wisely. Some things to consider, okay? You are given all of the tools that you need to successfully complete this course. You have the online text. You have the detailed course calendar. You have e-learning. You have the communications and lecture vids from me, okay? These are going to be periodically sent to you. You also have ample time to complete assignments, provided you do the work and budget your time wisely. I can't make you do that. I can't force students to read emails, to watch videos, or to do the work. You got to take the initiative. You have to take the responsibility. So please, you are solely responsible for the amount of work you put in and the grade that you receive. Understand, there are no makeup exams or makeup assignments. There just isn't enough time for us to do that. You have the schedule. Use it. You have explicit start times and end times for all assignments. Use it. Make use of your time wisely, please. I cannot stress this enough. Email is the best way to communicate with me if there are any issues or problems that arise, and I understand this does happen. Just one caveat to that, I do not respond to emails on the weekends. So if you email me after 5 p.m. on a Friday, you're not going to hear back from me until the following Monday. So that means if you email me on a Saturday or on a Sunday, it's going to take 24 to 48 hours past Sunday for me to respond to you. So just understand, I don't respond to emails on the weekends. Also, I will be out of my office and not answering emails at all from August 18th through August 26th. So if you don't hear from me, that's why. Now, if you're curious, it's because I'm having a major surgery. So hopefully all will go well. And once that surgery is complete and I am on the mend, I will resume my email correspondence to you, okay? So here you go. There you have it, folks. That's kind of how this course structure works. We're going to have other info as we move along, okay? So here we go.
I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you made your kill, 'cause 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You've cooked my goose, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't